แล้ว放它们啊。
嗯。Hello, Gail.
Hello. So a couple of people are still waiting, want to get in. Let me finish that one. Okay.
Hi, Gail.
Hi, everyone. It's time for us to start this program. Harry still, do you know him? Oh, wait, someone else, just a second. No, because the time is very limited, I do not want to say more, and I think everyone knows Harry pretty well. Let me give the time to Harry, so he can give us a lecture. Okay. All right, Harry, it's your turn.
Okay, thank you, Vicky. Thank everybody.
You.
Happy New Year. Earlier, Happy New Year. We said that.
Happy New Year.
Yeah, there are a few days away from the official New Year lunar calendar. Chinese New Year is February 1st. Our time is February the 31st, because according to Asian time, it should be one day earlier, right? So we're going to paint this majestic tiger for the coming of Chinese New Year, or Lunar New Year, the year of the tiger. So everybody knows that the cycle goes like 60 years. So if you were born in the 1962, you completed one cycle. I had a friend who was born in 1938, so he is an 84-year-old tiger. So supposedly in one lifetime we can only experience the same codes of the 60-year cycle one time. So for this Kathy Bank, that the calendar I was working on last year, it was their 60th birthday or birth year for the bank. So congratulations to Kathy Bank, and thank for their for commissioning me to do this project and make this program. I have their permission to share some other designs I made, including a red envelope and here you can see a design I made for the red envelope I used for this advertisement that will be doing a performance of Chinese calligraphy, painting, and music on February 12th with Brooklyn Library. Thank Yongle for providing this program. And we will not have a class on the February 1st. The Chinese New Year is a whole month event. Its climax is actually the first full moon night. It's a lantern festival, so it's about that weekend. This will be a Saturday. So if you have time, we'll have the link for you to register. It's a free event. You're welcome to join us to celebrate the Chinese New Year. And we'll explain why this character is hanging upside down, things like that, some cultural. This is also my design with winter suite. So today we're going to do, I also did a draft for the final calendar cover, didn't use the image we originally designed. But we use the collage kind of thing. This is it's like a paper cut profile, and you would be filled in with 12 months of the fusion watercolor, as you see in the final product. But today we're going back to the original design, which was inspired by this Western painting or picture. I cannot tell. It's probably an oil painting. Pretty realistic photograph as the reference. And the client showed me this, and we tried to get some idea or inspiration to make a Chinese brush painting. So I started with this computer sketch. And then I draw some line art, brush work, try to render it into Chinese painting. And you can see we turned the head a little bit away from the audience, and as a rule of thumb, we don't want to scare people, so no teeth should be showing, as usually seen in classical tiger image. So it's more symbolic, like some suggest. We try to make it more symbolic, more. So I made this kind of friendly look, and the challenge actually is this area, the private area. I try to hide it somehow. We changed. But if you use the Western perspective, I have seen a New Year stamp. By the way, the U.S. Postal Service also have a series on zodiac animals every year, and they have a very symbolic design, like a paper cut style. But in Chinese postal stamp, they used a realistic photograph as a reference, and you can see the foreshortening of the leg. The four legs are not the same, something you can just about this angle. So people have a lot of criticism about that, using the realistic photographic perspective. So actually, but it was painted in Gongbi style, elaborated style. So that's the same challenge with us. We need to make it more symbolic, not realistic, and more decorative. So this was my first color draft on sized Shuan paper with watercolor, and this was the final painting supposed to be on the cover of the calendar, but it was rejected by the CEO. So we need to do the collage eventually. I love the collage, by the way. But you can see I turned the head further to the right, and not looking at the people. But still, we want to show the majesty of the tiger in this painting. So the angle is looking up, and also I put the pink or orange clouds using the Chinese lucky words. 鸿运当头, red clouds overhead, meaning good luck coming to you, or hanging above you. So that's the kind of symbolic color also. I try to show you how did I do this today. Okay, with the reference of also the Western and the Eastern. Oh, by the way, I did go to LA Zoo to see the tiger. The tiger was sleeping. We didn't really take a good photo, but I got there. This information board, it has some interesting information about tiger, their features, the eye, the ear. Actually, I want to show you the white spot on the ear, maybe. Not here. Okay, you can. The marking actually is very individualized. It's like fingerprint. So don't copy one to one exactly when you paint. Try to paint with your with the rhythm, with the artistic taste. With a good pattern that you like, it will be fine. So I'm not going to do the cartoon, but on the 12th event, I may do that for kids' sake. This is a Japanese scroll. I also send you in the handout that we can borrow. You can see how they deal with the hip part, the tail part. That's what I borrowed. Okay, and I changed the angle of the expression of this with no open mouth. Okay, no open mouth and no teeth.
Oh, by the way, just be aware of it. This program is recorded. If you do not want to see your face, please stop your video so no one can see it. If you do not want to be your face or image to be shown, just be aware of it.
Okay. If you're using the a palette like this, you need to wet the paint before, like 20 minutes before it's supposedly, I think, to soften it with a little mist. That's usually I'll do. And so we'll draw a sketch first with charcoal on mulberry 2B paper from our website. Or you can use the dragon clouds paper, what they call. There's a smooth side, I believe. Yeah, smooth side, shining side. That's the front. We can also paint on the back, as you know, if you want to show more of the veins in the paper. So let me pull that. Let me show. Okay, I think I'll just stay with the digital copy. I do have the original of this ink painting here, but I was thinking if we can. You can see this is from the picture. It's a realistic picture, but we made the feet more like seen in the Japanese scroll. So I would. Okay, yeah, this is the. Okay, I'll just copy this painting I already developed. And you can see the line for the tiger in Japanese painting is more like a cat. Why? Because they never had a tiger in their country. The first tiger they have seen is probably in London Zoo when the overseas Japanese students, in modern times, there's the zoo in the urban environment. You can see tiger or other animals online, so they have more realistic presentation. In the past, probably cat is a good model, right? But if you want to list the difference, I think there are many differences in the future. Okay, I'm going to draw roughly a triangle. Okay, a triangle of the big. Just the height of the tail. You can consider the tail part of the triangle if you wish, if you want, something like that. And another triangle from the shoulder to the front paw, and we omit the rear legs. Okay, omit that, and hide it in the bush or grass, if you like. So, and you can use some fabric like this to dust off. This way, actually, this is my sleeve to protect my coat. Okay, like this. I joked last time this is Victoria's secret sleeves. Victoria's sleeves. So you can use that. So I can use this to erase it, maybe just like that. So I draw some big shapes to control that. That's all I need. And maybe a little detail for the head is a good idea. So you want to draw the big round, not too big, actually smaller. Do you notice the smaller size of the ears compared to cats? Not so like it's more rounded, yeah. And then there's a white spot, but you don't see in this front this 4/4 view. So the nose is more it's wider here. Let me mute the background noise. Okay, and then so I'm still on, right? Okay, right. So you want to draw the one eye, and then a little eye. The eye is above the middle line, so there's a short forehead than humans, like something like that. Let me see if I got dust here. Let me just use my sleeve like that. You can dust it off if you make a mistake. Okay, that's a soft charcoal. Okay, and you can always do a draft on a drawing paper as your template, so you can trace it. This paper is good for that, and it's big. The mouth is very large compared to cat. Okay, and big. We can exaggerate the beard, the white part a little bit, and the marking on the face is a little dense under the eye near the nose, and there's some become wider like that, and then the white eyebrows need to be white. So in watercolor, we need to save those white. I try not to use white, but you can enhance it, you can recover it with gouache if you want. So if you want to make the tiger more powerful, you want to create some squareness. So this line could be a little bit bony, with some try to find a turning point or something. So the line is not very curvy or rounded. Try to make the line a little bit squarish. You don't want to do any details actually, but everybody tends to do that, I think. So we don't need to draw all the patterns yet, but it's good to draw some like a perspective guideline, some kind of wider and narrower, just to remind yourself, practice a little bit with because because this can be dusted off. Once you do it with ink, you cannot change. That's the challenge of rice paper. So this pile is very large, and something like that. Okay. So we try to hide the hip and under belly or something with rock and grass or something. So just put it. We don't want to do the rock. Maybe just like a peak of a mountain, something like that will be fine. So it's backlit. It could be, the sun could come from the right side. But we don't really care about that. Yeah, that's about it. So there's very little on the far side of the face. Okay. The head maybe a little too small in my draft. Let me see if I can enlarge a little bit, or I can make the tiger smaller. I think that's probably easier. So if you are trained in Western art school, you can do much better in drawing like this, right? So that's what is common between the two. You have to be able to draw like that. I try to identify the shoulder. So this is the front. This could be a little different, lean to the, yeah. So this right or the left side of the shoulder is a little higher. Maybe this is a little lower, like that. And then the back. Yeah. So when you draw this, try to imagine the image in your mind, and until you can see the tiger on the paper in your imagination. You start to paint. Okay, so I'm going to do the color from light to dark. Traditionally, you draw the ink, the dark ink in the face, some definitive details in the face first, and the pattern, the stripes could be added when the color is wet. So a little bit outline with light ink may help, but in this case, since we're doing watercolor, I'm just trying to follow the watercolors technique. So I would draw some. Let's do yellow as we did. So it will be orange sky. So we use a lot of yellow. You can mute it with a little bit. This ochre color to make it golden. Or you can mix this too, the warm and the cool, because this lemon yellow is too cool, right? And this maybe too orange. Mix a little bit, and then dilute it. You just need like a 1% maybe, 2%. Very thin, very thin. It would become a little brighter after mounted, but we can save the white. That's the only thing I need to worry. So I'll paint everything, including the background and the tiger, with this very pale yellow to begin with, or maybe orange. You can add more, a little bit of you want to warm it up. If you want add some red, so we add some red as we go, and I will carefully save the white part of the face. Okay, and okay, the eyebrows I missed it. We have to use you can use tissue to recover a little bit, because the color is so thin. Even you have a little bit. Maybe we could just do the whole thing. Because the white don't have to be snow white. So maybe just the mouth part and the eyebrows should be very contrasty, and some, what's inside the ear could have this color. So we probably just go like that. Just do a quick flat wash, or graded wash if you like. You can start to add red to the sky. After you do the yellow, start to add some pink. I mean some light warm orange. I try not to do the sun, the hollow kind of thing. It could be away from the tiger, maybe in this corner, I think. So I don't worry about that. There was a hollow kind of a circle kind of light there that you don't have to. You can add the dramatic clouds later, I think. So just do the light color first. To show you, maybe I can use some felt. Yeah, I think it's better to have felt. Although I put another sheet underneath it to show you the color, but it's still better without. With the. So you can see I tried to save the white in the face. Okay. Yeah, you can, but you don't want to really get too much shape. You want to blend the background with the tiger at this point, and just use a very light wash to just like you make the paper into yellow, orange yellow, but with some kind of variation. So near the horizon, I add a little more ochre color. Yeah, just ignore the tail. Just don't fuzz with those things. Just go. Even on the rock, why don't we just finish the whole thing? But in the foreground, I can use a little bit brown. Avoid any brown in the background or sky, because brown really tend to bring forward, not put recede. Usually you see mountains with brown nearby, then only purple and lavender in the horizon, near the horizon. Right? Okay, and why don't we just paint the whole? Oops, I missed the pile. There's some a little white, but you can always recover. If you paint the whole thing and just recover some white, that's good enough for the because we need to unify because the very strong warm light in the morning, maybe the New Year's Day, it has this kind of overwhelming tone of this color. So that's what we set the basic. Very, if you do it very lightly, you can just eliminate all the shape with some kind of very pale or just clean water to blend in, so that the shape is not really patches like pockets of white. You don't have to worry about the shape. Just leave little bits of white paper is good. We can always recover it with gouache. Yeah. Okay. So that's my first wash. You can vary the hue with more red on the sky and then some blue in the ground before we mount it. So that's what I intend to do. So let's add a little bit orange color. Let's just you can, if you have orange, pyro red or something, you can use that. But I like to mix the colors. So this is cool. This is probably good. You want to warm. Yeah, just don't have to blend. Let it blend on the paper. So I want to create some clouds maybe. Let me see. You can create some like a radiation from the. So let's make. So this design, when I paint that, I left a little bit hint of the sun, the white sun. So if you want to do that, let me show you what I did. And I just print some kind of radiation from the sun. If I took the very subtle. So radiate from that. And just some. So it should be darker on the top, right? And, okay. Okay, maybe a little cooler on this corner. Okay, that's good. Oops, that's wild stroke. Yeah, because it's wet into wet, so you got the chance to soften it without showing the strokes. You can put some dark around it, the body, to show the white better. Okay, so dry on wet is also a good way to leave strokes if you want to. Okay. And you can blur it if you don't want to show the stroke. Okay, basically. And then you can vary the sky with a little blue towards the ground, maybe. So cooler. I start from this mountain. This corner has a little suggestion of a distant mountain. Originally, I had one design with big, like a snow mountain, but that competes with the tiger. So we try to just do the distant. Let me show you. A little bit opaque. Some cobalt and the ultramarine maybe. A little bit purplish. Okay, so you can suggest a lower mountain. So the tiger is standing on top of the the mountain. Okay, you can just paint without worry about the shape. Just do just combine them. Combine this rock with the distant mountain to begin with. So then you can add a little. There's a highlight on the rock, so we can go this way. The lower part is a little shady. On this side, in the morning you see most of the rock is in cool color. I think only the direct sun, the sun shine hit the top plane of the rock to be warm. So we just put a little more. You can mix the amber with blue to get this kind of gray color. But don't do the grass yet. You can do some.
Henry,
Yeah.
could you move the bottom of the paper up?
Yeah. Thank you. I just
Thank you.
realized that. Okay. Now you can see better. Yeah. Let me change. I don't need this box here. Okay. Try to show you the. So this. Whoops. Don't worry about the shape of the planes yet. You can use a medium dark to do that later. So I just do the light part, like the lightest part. I think even this part we don't have to worry. I'll dry it because if you keep working on it, it will become muddy maybe. So that's about it. It's almost when it's dry, it's almost nothing. It's just a tone. Let me lift the second layer. I just show you this front, but there's some ink spot on the felt. Maybe you cannot see, so that's why I'm going to mount it. Okay, so you can see better, and you can put a little. Oops, that's too much. Let me just put a little purplish color on this corner, maybe. Some kind of gray, if you look at the Western painting, the background is you cannot what color is it? It's very pale and very gray, just a general orange gray tone. This probably too light, but
Henry, you need to move up again the paper. Thank you.
okay, sorry. Yeah, I think I try to get it enough so I don't have to wash it again. I think that's probably will do. So I will just leave a little bits of white there. Unfortunately, hopefully it will not require gouache to get the sense of white, but it has a little hint of the ambient light.
Henry,
Yeah.
there's a question. You are using this special 3-stamped soft brush
Yeah.
today. Can you explain the benefit of using this?
Okay.
The audience is asking.
Yeah. If you use the Haki brush, another kind of flat brush, it has a flat handle. I cannot twist it. So when I try to use the side, I can simply twist as a round brush. Because I use my middle finger to twist the handle easily to shift the size or using different angle. When during the stroke, I can also twist it easier. You cannot twist let me show you the other flat brush. Normally, you can use this, all right? But it's a little bit tricky if you cannot make a smooth twist. Twisting is very important when you paint to change. You can use this chisel side or the flat side to paint different according to your needs. That's what. And it's very popular. I've seen a Western artist on YouTube using these brushes, and I first noticed that Illustrator it's designed for watercolor, not for Chinese painting service. By Holbein, if you buy Japanese product, it's very expensive. I do have Holbein brand. They also make this in different numbers of pipes or stems. I think we only need 3, but you can have 5, something like that. And you can get both for the price of 1 if you buy the Japanese brand name. Okay, from our store it's available. Yeah, I think we have the link with the website. I'm going to mount it. Okay, I will mount it so you can see better. And I already prepared a piece of Canson XL mixed media paper. You can get any brand mixed media paper, I think. It's a not so heavy paper. It's perfect for backing. But if you use a watercolor, it would be nice. But it's a kind of a good paper. Let me just put this aside and show you this. Okay, so you put a piece of silicone heat adhesive, and then just right before you do the mounting, you peel it off, and it's like laminated with a shiny film. It's adhesive. If you look at it carefully, you can see there's a line. You can feel it at least. It's a like a plastic or silicone film attached to this. Now I'm going to iron. This is a household iron. Okay, this sheet will be used as a protecting sheet to prevent the paints from getting stains. It's pretty dark when it's wet, but let's see how you have to mount it to see. So I strongly encourage you mount your painting just at least once to see the difference between the tone, when it's wet and dry and after mounting. So you really have developed this kind of sense of value on rice paper, because without the backing paper, you cannot really see the true color of your painting. So I'm going to put this back on top of the painting and then do the iron again. So it's a little bit not square. That's okay. It should be the same size theoretically. A little smaller silicone film is good. Sometimes if you get too big, like your film is exposed to the iron, that's no good. It will create your iron will got stains. That's why we put this paper on, just in case. So you don't have to wait it dry. That's the advantage of this. I put it on cotton or any temperature on this wheel should do. It depends on your working habit. It could be higher temperature faster or slower temperature. Lower temperature slower in a longer time. It's a combination of temperature and the iron time. So because it's so wet, I will start with hot. But I think it's a good idea to start lower temperature than you need. It gives you a little more time to flatten it. If you want to set it, if your temperature is very high, you set it before it gets flattened. You can check the flatness before you set it. I can still, I can see some steam. It's still damp. It's not set. I can still move it, but once it's dry, it will be permanent. Okay, there is some way to release it. I heard the method, mechanical method is to boil it, and then make the silicone harden without. Anyway, it's kind of scary though. You can use some chemical thing to make it to lose the stickiness, to make it harden. But that's not healthy to smell. I think you have to do it in the outdoor. But anyway, so once you mount it, it's permanent in most cases, unless you have special skill to remove it. It's not easy. Okay.
Henry, why don't you mount the painting when you finished it?
Yeah, you can do that. But I think first of all, I wanted the paints to dry. Anyway, to dry before I continue. Right? I don't want to keep working wet in wet. And also because I'm doing this fusion class, so the Chinese painting they don't need to stretch, but for watercolor they used to paint on flat to stretch first. So if you depends on your habit, working habit. I know some Western artists, they don't stretch their paper either. So like my teacher Robert Chereau from Art Center, I never saw him stretch his paper he just clip it maybe one clip. I use paperweight. Like traditional paperweights. You can mount it after you finish, but you can dry it, just iron or with a hair dryer, hair blower. Some part is still damp. I just leave it. I don't. But it might pop. So it's better to seal it, because when you wash, the paper may lose. It may separate. So you want to set it. If you need, you can still spray water to dampen it. Okay. Can you see the first wash? Just
yes.
like.
You need to move it a little bit toward the center, so the left-hand side won't be. No. Yeah.
Okay. Let me move my camera a little bit. Maybe. Okay. Here we go.
Higher, so the bottom can be visible also.
Okay.
Thank you.
This is better, huh? Thank you. Okay, let's do the face. Okay, we can use a smaller brush now. So save those, and I just use a stiff brush. You can use any calligraphy brush. Maybe this one is a happy dot. So I'll just hold the palette. You cannot see my palette. That's the problem. Okay, here we go. Can you see a little bit there at least? Okay, let me try to squeeze in a little bit. You got everything now? Good.
Yes, good.
Okay.
Thank you.
So in watercolor, we don't paint it dark until very late. So we do the medium, all right? I use watercolor approach. So we can use this color is I think it must be burnt sienna or something like that, or burnt amber, burnt sienna, burnt amber. Mix them, maybe, to get this. This is too red. So what we do is we add some yellow on this side. Okay, I think that's good. You can have some. You can always add this dark later. So we go with this. So now I'm still working on the white to try to save the white. Okay, still. So I will define the nose. There's a dark side, like the front of the nose. We don't have to worry about that. I think we just do the whole thing first. We will use dark later. So I just paint the whole nose with this medium color, and the forehead, with this, and then leave carefully the white, a little white. Actually, I don't really see that, but I should definitely see it on this side. Okay, and just leave the eye. There's some white under the eye also. Okay, and the face is a little bit dark here, maybe, and leave the white mane. Okay, you can use a clean brush, maybe just water, to soften the edge a little bit. But this paper is already fuzzy, It's and you can also wet the paper first, dampen the paper first. There are many ways to create soft edge. Just give a little bit of time, it will work. And if it smears, what do you do? Blotting, right? Blotting may also reduce the tone. So, and sometimes you don't want to keep working. Just let it dry a little bit before you adjust. Because if you keep working, it will smear, right? Okay, save the white for the eye, and there's no color there, so I'm going to. This is the Gombe style chopstick, holding two brushes and switch like that. It's easier to make a gradation like that. But at this point, maybe we just do the flat wash kind of, but you can leave calligraphy strokes if you like. The tone is medium dark. Yeah. Okay. A little darker on the back side. Okay, to contrast with the mane, it's like there's a shade kind of like that, right? To squeeze out, to foil out the white. Yeah, sometimes the calligraphy stroke is very makes long stroke is different than Western style. Don't do it little by little, just do it in a sweeping manner. Okay, here we got a little bit dark to contrast out this arm. Okay, nice shady part. Don't worry about the gray. We can add the cool color later. We just work with the warm right now, and you can.
Henry, what are the different brushes and purposes of these two brushes?
Okay, this is not a heavy. This smaller brush is called wolf and goat hair combination. But in this case, in most cases, the goat is outside. I especially commissioned this brush to make the soft hair inside, stiff hair on the outside. It's called Ren Bonian. Ren Bonian is the artist in Qing Dynasty who does animal and birds the best. Ren Bonian liner, yeah. Ren, R-E-N, Ren Bonian. You can we can put a link in the video description later on YouTube. Don't worry about that. So if you want this brush, this is very soft, very flexible liner, and this one is the Moss Dots, Blue Heron Arts Moss Dots, MOSS Dots. It's a stiff brush. I use just with water. You can use any brush for this purpose, I think. So yeah, you don't have to use exact. But if you like the effect, this small brush is my liner. It's very flexible. It's like a very soft rigger brush, not the stiff one, in watercolor. And you can see how flexible it is. Okay, I just draw this tail in one long stroke. Right? Maybe blot if you want. Okay. So this private part, we just kind of dry brush it. Yeah. Okay. And I see a lot of the texture from the paper that help to get the fairy look. I wish, okay, after we upgrade the network today, I think they already finished. So next time I'm going to upscale my bitrate and resolution, so you will see 4K quality on your huge screen, and then you will see much better quality. The 5G for the 5G connection next week, hopefully. Okay, and you can use dark brick the light, and you can add even darker. The stripe will be a little bit later, so let's wait for that. Oops, I'm not going to use Serbia. This is kind of dirty. I use this color, burnt sienna or burnt amber. It should be fine. This too muddy, I think. We can add a little bit orange color just to purify it. So this is the front part. Okay, you can just save the white clouds. Okay, and oops, I think I switched the brush. Now the clean brush is not clean. You have to. Okay, that's okay. The dry brush is good too. separate. This is wet and strong. This is a little softer to indicate the perspective. Soften that. You can add a little water to dilute it. Okay, there's something here. Dry brush. Okay, and leave a little white for the inner side of the arm is white. Just some kind of loose hair there. I will do the definition later. The belly part, yeah. Okay. And let's just continue work on the face. And you can start to draw the shape with dark color. Let's say if we don't use any black to follow the requirement of my previous program, I just make up them using purple and red and the brown. You don't use if you blend your black with the three primary colors, the magenta, the cyan, yellow, it's not so natural. So it's better to go with some secondary color, like a purple, violet, ultraviolet, or some for yellow you can use bronze instead of yellow. When you make it dark, you don't have to go from the lemon yellow. It will waste your whole tube to make it dark, right? And try, to create some variation in tones. So because this is in the near the red clouds, so we add a little brown, more brown. This a little shining tip, maybe a little red, a little reddish orange color, a little highlight accent is good. Okay, so I'm going to do let me see if it's dry enough. The pattern on the face. Wet into wet is a little bit challenge. We must do that when it's still damp. And you can start with very darker brown. You don't have to use black. So the center of the nose, like that, is not in the middle because the perspective. And you can define the other side with a dark line. We usually not do that in watercolor, but it's Oriental painting it's convenient to draw with lines, contour lines. Okay, it's still too wet, so you can wait. But if you like to see the furry effect, doing it wet onto wet is very much easier. Then you have to kind of blur it after you paint on dry. There's a little horizontal pattern we don't really see in this angle, but that's very symbolic. We call the king pattern. Wang in the Chinese, Wang, because tiger is the king of jungle, the king of mountain. So you want to make sure that pattern is there. A little bit hint, maybe not all, 3 dashes, but maybe just on the left side, a little bit, but less on the other side, to have that king elbow, that symbol, yeah. And then from there you will see those stripes actually that leads to the back, the spine and the legs or arms. Okay, I need more blue in it, definitely here, to get the sense of dark. But let's do the face. The eye, you can start with dark brown and Van Dyck brown. You know, this is usually dark, or Serbi, and then the you can use like cello to, and then you know, easily to get dark. Okay, the eye should be, there's white eyebrows above and a little bit under, right? So, and there's dark on the corner of the eye, and the white hair cover a little bit the up eyelid, so you can leave a little break, lost in the font line on the top. Let me zoom in. I wish I can do this next week better, much, you know, with this high resolution. I can focus a little bit more. Okay, here we go. You can make the eye a little squarish, not so round, to have the majesty look. And the pupil is very small, and leave a little bit white. I don't use white. I try not to use any white. Yeah, that's one eye. Okay, if I want to show you a closer look. Okay, that's the lower eyelid, and the corner, the outer corner, inner corner here. And there's some very tight squeezed pattern in just right up under the eye there. And then we don't have to do too much, because this is in landscape setting. You don't have to paint it like a portrait, right? It's just oops. Yeah, you can always blend it on paper. You put some dark brown, and then you add blue to it to make it to look dark. Okay, I'm going to draw this mouth. It has a dark lip, and but it's white fur outside, so we better use kind of a gray, blue-gray. And this mouth has a bone in it, so don't paint it just too round. With a little bit sense of a square, you add power and majesty to it. If you paint everything rounded, look more like a household cat. This is jungle of the king of the jungle. Okay, and then you can use dry brush with the kind of gray to draw. This is the fun part. I love it. Okay, just draw this kind of. Let me enlarge it a little bit. Okay, so you can see. Can you see better the features? Right, much better. And a little shadow under the chin here. Okay, the mane. Just dry brush, and another pair of pattern goes under that. Okay, here there are some kind of dots. You don't have to count them, too fuzzy, but you should make a suggestion. Just indicate like a big whisker starting from there. Okay, and can add a little whisker later. I would do white on color and black on white, so it's kind of tricky to do. I'll do it later. Oops, I got some green, but that's good for the shady part. Oops, I don't know why I got blue. Oh, I see. It looked like it blew the shady part of the nose. I think realistically it has red in it. So let me see. I can just add. It could be just ink. In ink painting, we just do it with black. Just try to make it easy, and then you don't have to do the whole the what do you call it? Yeah, but you can indicate a shadow there, something, and then don't make it like a dead color. It's just some smearing, some just let the paper does the work the best, like that. Some smearing maybe, just oops. But you want to make sure it's the different plane from the top plane. Now we're working on the shady part of that nose. Okay, I'm going to paint a little faster because the paint's getting dry quickly here. In LA, we have a very low humidity level. It's like 30s, 40, something like that. So I have to do it when the color is a little bit damp. Okay. And this is just a mix of dark brown and the blue or lavender. Violet. Okay, don't curve too much. I think I try to caution myself. Try to make the tiger into a box shape, like a square, not too rounded, like a bag of cotton, or stuffed animal. It has bone, so try to indicate some straight lines, and it becomes narrower when you get farther from the view, and drier also. So this is perspective. But if I proceed with this order, then I start from here. My brush gets dry and light, so you just follow this sequential order. You'll get the same effect as I do. And now I'm working on the tail part, so just a little bit more defined to start with, and the pattern goes from thicker to narrower, and there's a little roundness you want to indicate that perspective, and there's some white as you close to the very end of that. So you want to be very calligraphic again. So this is splitted brush, and you can push the brush to make it split, and just draw some you can take advantage of this split tip if you want to touch on that. If you missed it, you can always go back to add, but not keep working to make it too blurry. I did have to recover with white, but I try to save little white between the orange and the dark. That makes the tip very mobile, not so dead. Yeah, just suggestive, loose and suggestive. And you can now go back to add a little dark to the stripe, to just maybe change the tone a little bit, make it warmer or cooler, or just change the value to make it, to reinstate, to connect some, maybe to combine some shapes. It don't have to be very, you can because the skin kind of sometimes it's contract or convex, right? So that it goes with the muscle, the other. So if you just use the side brush, it will create all the texture for you also. So take advantage of the rice paper here. Okay, another side. What the time is? Okay, we should have time. So I will work on major pattern, like here there's a big one, and then we concentrate, with a concentration of color. Then it disperse it, and it become lighter. That creates some kind of rhythm. Yeah. So not always the same. Okay, this side too. Let's start with a major one. We'll try to create the big ones, yeah. And try to make it straight and squarish. It's easy to make it all the rounded look. Try to create a, so it's almost like pure color right now. It's without too much water, so I can do the dry brush. You can push the brush to make it split, like it push up. So just vary all the, don't do it just one single position. Vary all the angles, or the ways to use the brush to create a dynamic look. Okay. And some lost and found edge. Oops, I touched some dark ink. No ink. Oops, that's too red. Let's see, if you start from pure color, you would take a long time to get the black, right? Oops, it's this is almost straight here, straight down, right? Like that, and this is a contrast to just negative painting. I don't really care about the pattern I'm drawing. I care about this shape, this bone, this arm. That's the purpose of adding this dark stroke here, and then just disperse a little bit, and then try to kind of make it a path to the tail, so the people will follow this pattern. There's rhythm, this change of movement. Okay, and here also we have some some horizontal dot. Just some accents. Okay, so that's the structure of the paw. Is a little bit tricky, the most difficult part. You have to. You can do it in the medium tone, I think. Dilute a little bit because this is white fur. Although in brush painting we just draw with ink. Easier. Use line. There's a nail. Let me show you the detail on this. Sorry, I have to zoom in to show. Okay, so look at this I'm doing. The nail is between the muscle, right? So.
Could you move up the paper again, please?
Okay.
Oh, now it's good. Thank you. Yes, it's
Okay.
good. Thank
Actually, the paw is in the middle of this kind of. You don't have to, because it's a landscape. It's not portrait. It just as long as you can feel the claw. It's hidden. It's not attacking anything. Again, my client doesn't want to show the weapon teeth and like claws and like that. So I think that's why this envelope is this calendar is so welcomed among family, friends. Okay, there's you have to kind of change the direction of from vertical to sustain the weight, to feel the weight. Okay, so the paw is flattened. Okay, and then a thumb there, and some pattern on the claws is not very, but the plane is more important. So you want to show the change of that, some bone suggestion of white hair there. Okay, I'm going to do the grass, the fun part soon. Let me add. It's funny not to use ink to. Actually, this color in natural is kind of black. It's very black actually. Maybe black is a mixture of all the colors, right? So I just add a little bit further. Okay, I'm going to do the grass. Next class I'm going to do the plum blossom, but we can always add a little bit hint of spring. It's good. So you can maybe do a branch of a red.
Henry, I didn't leave out the other eye.
Oh, I haven't done that. I just forgot. Thank you for reminding me. Thank you. Yeah, because that's not important. Just I just tried to capture the main thing. Okay, this eye. Let me zoom in. I cannot really see what I did. Okay, see that it's not a circle. The left side is hidden behind the nose, so you see a little bit on the top, and there's a white eyebrows above it. Remember, so leave some white above that. And then the lower part is like a half. So you don't have to close that, and just a little bit hint of the stripes pattern under it, and then some whisker under there. Let's add a little bit whisker here. Darken the dots I did, and Oh, the eyelid actually has a little dark, stronger dark than I did here, so I want to make sure that's there. And then this eye is just even more subtle, just a little dot, yeah, vertical dot. Okay, and then there's a, you can use a smaller brush. Let me get the tiny little brushes here. Okay, we can use this liner. It's called a red hair brush. It's probably small enough. And you can use paper to dry it after you wet, so you got a pointed edge. And then just a little dark color to draw the eyebrows. There's whisker on the eye. Okay, let me draw the whiskers. Maybe I'll just use a little ink to cheat a little bit. It's easier. So this brush must be very sharp. Okay, now one, just like you organize orchid leaves, but you don't have to make a crossing too much, but it's like this kind of line grouping, just a little bit hint. You don't have to do a lot, just let people know that you did that. You didn't forget it. You didn't forget the eyebrows. Okay, here's a little dots for the eyebrows above. Eyebrow. Okay, let's do. There's a little pattern separate the forehead with the nose. You need to indicate that. I just enhance that symbol on the forehead. The Wang, the king, the horizontal ones, and okay, now let's do a little bit just above the.
Henry, can you make the resolution higher while you're doing these details?
Yeah, I try to show you the one on the left, because that's okay. So I just have to focus. Yeah, because the resolution is set. I can only focus on the.
Right, it's sharper now. Thank you.
It's better. Okay, that's good. It works. Okay. And yeah, you can make the stripes on top maybe a little heavier, and then we can use white always to add the eyebrow or the whiskers. And you can add a little bit texture on the shady part, maybe. Definitely, we don't want the white here. We want the white to stay on top, right? So you can add. Well, that's probably too dark though. Okay. Let's see. We'll just add a little yellow back. And some more yellow maybe. My color today is a little more yellow than the color I did the brown color originally. You can add just the red instead of orange or blue to cool it or warm it. So it's just a little bit color, and then inside the ear should be a little bit gray, and you can put a little purple and then blot it to make it lighter. Just leave some white, definitely. This is the inside, so don't worry about the white ring or the white spot on the other side of the ear. Yeah, the ears. Okay, here's the whole picture again. Let's see what we need to do. the foreground. I was talking about plum blossom, the seasonal part. I haven't colored the pupil yet. You can wait. You can wait until the last, because make sure the dark is dry. So I'm going to go back to my this is bamboo and orchid brush. So I will do this. Let's add some ink maybe, just to add the rock. Not yet. Okay. Just define a little bit the shape here. You want to show some shadow under the cloud, the tucking. So also to foil out that the white, okay, the white. That at this point I really don't worry about the shape of my rock yet. I just want to show the shape of the tiger better. I just add those color accordingly, and I can add some kind of green to squeeze out the other furry part, and then this slope, right? Okay. Oops, you cannot see what I'm doing. Sorry, I forgot to zoom out. Okay, I just added these washes here. Can you see my shadow under the cloud here? I just added those, and then I washed all the way here. Now I'm working on this side, the other side. I want to make this part kind of heavy, and actually the heavy part should near the tiger. So that's the focus, and then disperse to the edge, to the frame. Okay, so now the dry stroke is good to suggest the details, so you don't have to really indicate what exactly it is. So it's still winter, so the grass maybe not so green. That's why there's brown in it. So we just use brown and indigo, or I got some neutral tint. I think it's considered like indigo color here for me. Yeah, just add those reeds, right, or mountain reeds. Yeah. Okay. So you can use dry brush, just the tip of the brush, to add a little bit texture to the rock. We call this X cut. You don't have to do it fast, but it's like cutting traces on the log of a X cut stroke. We call that in classical landscape painting. In Northern Song Dynasty, they developed technique to paint rock surface. And later, art historians named, or teachers named them according to their shape. Try to instead of calling them method A, method B, they call it raindrop dots, or horse teeth texture, that kind of thing. And some artists name are also used, like 福宝石 texture, using split brush, or Mi dots. Mi is the artist's last name. Also, the shape of the dots is like rice, so rice dots. Yeah, that's the kind of yeah. you can use your Western, concept if you know to do the to render this grass with a different color. Some in the light could be more of a warm color. The shady part it's bluish more, and create some sky holes. Leave some sky holes to see through to see the lights. It's good. Okay. And some kind of texture dry brush. It's okay. That's what I need. It's a little bit. I don't really know the direction of the light. If you ask me, it's from the sky, so the lower part it's shady for sure. And you can mix these two parts somehow a little bit, so they don't have to have a definitive edge between the. So there's some grass showing in this area. You can add a little bit more grass under the. Oops, that's let me see. It could be a rock, whatever, and some grass down the slope. That's about it, and some grass behind. Overlapping create depths, and I also use this line to correct the shape of the hip because it got blurred, and instead of wipe it, using sky, I use grass to correct it. So just make some shape also at the same time, the negative shape. To add the calligraphy to it. Yeah. But don't make it too dense or too dark. It will pop to the front. That's the problem. You want to keep it light compared to the front. It should be like that. And you can go even further to this. Just to take it, just consider the whole painting. Take the consideration of the whole painting. This grass could be bigger, very wild environment. And then you have to match that, so this part should be darker. There's principle of nature, you cannot violate. There's principle of design or art also you have to follow it. So that's in nature there no nothing is symmetric, right? And also in art we need to follow the natural rule and also the artistic rule. Let me just add a little wash here to frame it. It's not it's like a set. Just add a little bits of brown will echo that color in the tiger. Also the color in the sky is kind of red, so we want to add a little shine, but although it's in the shadow part, I think maybe not too much to change the focus a little bit, hint of warm in the dark. Mainly this area is cool. So I was thinking that the branch of flower, maybe we don't have room for that. Just don't make things too complicated, right? Okay. I'm going to do the last touch in the eye. We just add a little bit turquoise color to the lemon, make it a little light green, and just color the pupil. Let me show you. You want to see? Okay. Yeah, I just colored it with a little green color here. Green color. And yellow, light yellow. And leave the highlight. So far, I haven't used any white, which is good, I think. The transparent watercolor or opaque watercolor is different school of watercolor. So I'm saying it's transparent today, so far. So you can tuck in the dark a little bit with a little touch. Just a little essence. Yeah, I think I'm almost there. At what time? We still have 10 minutes. Okay.
Henry, somebody wants to know a list of all the brushes you used today, and so that they could look up the.
I think it's in the.
Is Victoria able to type a list while you are teaching?
Okay. Yeah, if she can access the. Okay, I think it's on the website. But some brushes we are not carrying. Maybe I'm not sure if it's still. I think we probably have this still, but it's called the bamboo and orchid brush. I think we ran out of this one. I shouldn't use it. You can use the alternative. It's the calligraphy brush. This one is called the 刃波年. Victoria, you can type in 刃波年. You can check our website. RENBO NIEN, NIEN, right? Or AN, NIAN, maybe. 刃波年 liner. Yeah, I think really the brush is important, but not as a composition and other element. So just concentrate on the composition and proportion, perspective, that kind of thing. The shape. Okay. For in the class, so it's I can use any brush. It's not really important to have this exact same brush, but if you haven't tried the Oriental brush, you may start with the 3 basics or the 5 basics. Yeah, that's what it's on the website, the registration page. We have listed the recommended basic 5 or basic 3, basic 4 brushes. Our calligraphy brush is always good. If the brush can do calligraphy, you can always use that for calligraphy marks in the painting. So that's my answer to that question. Okay. You can keep working on this, like shading the highlighted lines with a little warm on the white and on the something like that. Could be a little bit, just a little touches of bits of color can go a long way. So I will leave it. I think it's 80% maybe done, and yeah, you can add as last touch just a white for the whisker. I think that's. I use this. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'll use the same. Let me show you another thing you can get. Is this gouache, acrylic gouache? It's very good. If this is matte finish, this is a gloss finish. It's a little glossy than the matte kind of gouache. So I show you. You can add this to the color to add a shine to the. It has to be added to the colored background, right? Of course, otherwise you won't see. I won't need to use white on the white part. I like the natural. I even want to maybe wash it with a little bit color, like a little sky color. In this case, a little more yellow or orange, maybe. But you can use this as a recover. If you want, you can dot the pupil with this. But I already have it. I just maybe emphasize on that a little bit. Oh, that's make it really pop. Okay, and I did use a little bit here. Maybe I'll show you. Just to recover a little white on the tail, maybe some in the ear. So when you start use gouache, you cannot really stop yourself. It's addictive. It's so convenient. Yeah. Just make sure it's try not to depend on gouache, but it's not a problem for me to use it, yeah, or you to try it. So I'm going to use to make it even feel more white with a gray lavender kind of wash, maybe just to enhance the feel of the fur a little bit. Okay, and that's it. I think I'm gonna sign. So forget about the branch of the flower. I will leave it for next week, because if you add a pink flower, it will pop. People will be attracted to that. But it's just it's just the idea. If you put a branch in the front, it would be nice. Anyway, I will put a red stamp to add a red color here to the corner. Let me zoom out. I want to show you the whole thing. Now you can see the whole picture, right? Alright. So I'm gonna sign right here. I consider this painting as a Chinese painting. Maybe I can sign with my Chinese signature. But if I added a little ink just to tell people, yeah, this is a Chinese New Year's painting. So I just add a little ink to it. A little ink will tell people this is a different media than watercolor. This is a red hair brush. It's actually not supposed to do this. You use it only for fine line, but this one I abuse it. It's a versatile brush too. Red hair brush. It's for detail. Yeah, we have different sizes. This is a smaller one. We also have a larger one, a larger red hair brush. So I'm gonna use ink to sign, and then we use red stamp. Okay. I will sign my English name here with a red, with a blue heron logo, the H, and then Henry. This is how I sign, and then the stamp. Where is it? Oh, here. Okay, in the landscape painting, we use a small stamp. That's why a simple signature is good. If you write big characters, it might make the tiger feels smaller. So when you stamp on watercolor paper, you may dampen the paper first, and then press really hard. Okay. But this is Oriental paper, the mulberry paper still, so it's not a problem. With rough paper, that's what you need to worry. So this is my fusion style brush painting. I hope you enjoyed and have a great Chinese New Year. We'll be back, which is the week after the February 1st, to paint the plum blossom. Actually, it's blooming right now in our backyard. Victoria has just taught how to paint it today. So if you go to our channel, you can see how to paint that in Chinese brush painting, and we'll learn how to do it in watercolor next week with a tiger climbing hidden in the tree of tree blossom. Yeah. Okay. Any questions? And I want to see if anybody want to show us. I have a few minutes left. Okay. You can open your
and so if
camera.
Someone,
Yeah.
I see Sir Susan Meng raising your hand, you will need to put on your video. And remember, everything will be recorded if you do the show. So Henry, Susan Meng is being highlighted.
Okay. Yeah, Susan. Yeah, you have a vertical composition. The tiger could be a little bit to the side, because the tail side. Maybe you can add something where your hand is right now. It's a little empty there. Yeah. As I said, we tend to put it, the main thing right in the middle of our painting. Try to avoid this kind of habit in the future. You can crop it, by the way, if that happens. Yeah. So it's because if you do that, it's kind of hard to create the dense and sparse composition. So if you feel in that right side. Actually, your left side is more than we need, right? I just realized maybe you can crop the left side, either side, to just make it off the center more, so it will be just make it into a square like we have in the class. It will be fine. So to adjust my composition or the master's composition is always a hard, a risk. So you have to change everything, not just the format of the frame. The whole balance need to be adjusted. Okay, if you change into vertical composition, then you have to adjust everything. Okay, it's very good. The tiger looks very gentleman British-ish gentleman look. Yeah, doesn't have the scary look. That's very important for the new year, Tiger. Okay, now Shirley, please.
Mine looks like a cat.
Cat is better than lion or something different. Okay, let's see. Okay, yeah, it's a little too broad. The chest, maybe the face is too small. That's my problem to start with. I'm sorry, because my face, I just realized my face is small because it's a Japanese influence. Japanese tiger, traditional squirrels, you can see, it's a little bit more like a cat. So next time, make the head larger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
顺地, you need to turn on your video before I could spotlight you.
Oh, that's that D. Reagan. Yeah. Okay. Oh, let me show the paintings on YouTube so our audience can see on YouTube. I'm sorry, I missed two of the critiques. Okay, here we have D. I really like the proportion of the tiger. Very good, the head and the body. Yeah.
I don't like the nose.
Oh, the nose. You can straighten that. You can maybe straighten the nose a little bit, so it doesn't look like a round, big nose. Yeah, try to use. You can use opaque to cover it first and then reshape it. Yeah, the nose is a problem, but I didn't see it at first. Okay, yeah, you can easily change that. Just straighten the bridge on the nose, the high plane. Just make the high plane, straight. Just the what do we call this? The middle bone.
The brow.
Yeah, the back. Yeah, right. Yeah, just straighten, make it longer and rectangular shape instead of curved. Try to make straight. Yeah, that's all you need to do.
And is the face too small?
No, it's okay. Yeah, it could the belly, the chest could be a little small, slimmer.
Okay.
Yeah, that's could be a little less. You can easily negative paint a little bit, make the underbody part is smaller, so that it will look more proportional. Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, we have Shundi. Okay. You have some grids in the paper. What kind of paper are you using?
Oh, I just use the printed paper, regular printed paper.
Oh, printed paper. Oh, that looks like a traditional Korean paper or something. Oh, I see the words there. So you just use a recycled paper.
I just practice that.
Yeah, that's good to start with. Yeah, you can use that as template if it's successful as a template. So any paper should work as a draft. Yeah, the proportion is about right. The head could be a little bit bigger, but I like the kind of smiley look.
My tiger is smiling.
I see. Yeah, the cloud paw it's a little bit cat, more like a cat. Try to make it like a square, big box shaped paw. Yeah. Not
just because the head is a little bit bigger.
The shape. I think you just made it like a cookie shape. So it should be more like a cube to begin with. Yeah.
I see.
Yeah, the perspective is wrong. I think you should have a side view in front, and the vertical to the viewer, and then the top plane to the plane. Maybe I didn't make it clear. I just realized I may change mine a little bit. Just like the flat, it's flat on top and a little bit squarish would be good. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Other than that, it's fine. You can do another one with real paper, with this as a template.
This is just draft. That's all I can.
Yeah. Good to have the draft in the class. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Very
Thank you.
good. You're welcome. Okay, let me see, Janet. Your draft is very nice. Is this on watercolor paper?
Yes.
Oh yes,
cold
good.
press.
Yeah.
I'm trying to loosen up, but it's so hard to keep the Western artist out of me.
I think
like the detail, and it's just so. I'm trying to loosen up, and it's just so.
Yeah, I like the face. The face is very good. The legs very well composed. Yeah, I like the tail kind of yeah. So you have developed your own posture very nicely. I like it. Yeah, it's very calm kind of look.
I kind of had to rethink it because turning the face.
Yeah.
That kind of threw me off a little bit. So I had to rethink the whole body and. Yeah. And then I was trying not to get too detailed and.
I think you got it. You got it right. Very good. You can do the rock with a little bit definition on the edge. Yeah, should be fine. Very nice watercolor. Yeah,
Thank you.
I like it. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Laura. You're on. Oh, this is a Chinese Oriental painting. It's like a snow background, winter background. Yeah, that's very nice. I like the cool versus warm contrast. The background cool, with the warm color of the tiger. You can develop that a little bit even more. Yeah, I think the stripes could be a little large, some with some large ones to show the body muscle, a little more. The line, the stripes, the pattern could be a little. The two eyes not so aligned. Well, somehow So you probably need to have a better draft to next time, just to be a little more accurate, so they don't look a little bit angry kind of. So try to adjust the expression a little bit. The paw on the left side, right? In the middle is a little too small.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So you can use this as a first draft and then make changes according to my comment, and then try another one. Yeah, easily.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good job. Wow, Rosemary's.
Yes.
I like the stripes on the tiger. Very nice. And the use of white is very in place where we need. Yeah, very good copy of my sample. The left side, your left side, when you're looking at the painting, could be trimmed off a little bit, or you can. The whole edge could be trimmed, right? You have some extra margin. Yeah. So if you trim, it will be better even. So that's good. Very good. High pass. Yeah. Perfect. Yeah. Okay. Karen, your tiger is standing on high rock. Okay. The face is it looks like a ox. Look to me. The forehead could be a little bit broader, maybe. The forehead is probably
Yes,
too long.
I know. I tried to move that.
Yeah, just separate the ear a little bit more. If you look at the real tiger, or cats, the top of the ears to the tip of the nose is a triangle. you know. So that's yeah. So try to correct that next time. Other than that, I like the color. You got the dark on the body could be a little stronger. The pattern, yeah, that's all.
Okay.
Good, yeah, good. Okay, Darcy.
Hello.
Hello. Yeah, I like the ink work, the brush work. Very good. Very nice facial expression. Very good. I like it. Yeah, the gray under the body could be a little defined with some grass or something. Yeah, just put some line there after it dries. I know it's still wet, you couldn't add those, but you can add those hint of grass, so they become something to hide the body part. So that if you, or you can make it. You can make it into a part of that into a rock under the body. That's under the paw. Great, thank you. Good job. Very excellent.
Thank you.
Thank you. You are very advanced. It looks like. Trisha, right? Okay. Yeah, I like it. The composition looks fine. You have foreshortened the tail. We all have the tendency to make a foreshortened things, but you can correct a little bit next time. Maybe the tail could be a little bigger. Yeah, but looks very majestic. It feels right.
I feel I need to work on it more. So if you have suggestions, I need to put the plants and some.
Yeah, you definitely the environment could be a little enhanced. Yeah, that's right. But some part you cannot really correct is the the front, the chest. The white could be a little more in the chest. So
up here.
The left side. You're right now. Yeah, it just bleed too much from the left to inside the center. It looks the edge his right shoulders is a little bit too expanded. If you it's kind of too side view. It was almost like a side view. It's a front view, so you should not see so much yellow or the bronze on the
what white right here.
Right. That's right. Your fingertip should be white. Yeah, up to that. Yeah. If you look at the sample, you'll see. Yeah.
All right.
That bleed too much into the white. It makes it. This is good. Yeah. This one, Susan is good with the tiger. Yeah. Just a little bit too centered, but that's okay. As a portrait, it looks fine. Because in the original design, I purposely leave the corner on my upper right hand for the lettering, for the title. Since we don't have that in the painting, actually, if you put it center like this, it would be fine. But it could be a little bit off center still, Yeah. But I like the color, the subtle gray and purple blues. Very nice. The background looks like a mountain, not the sky, but it's great. I like that. Yeah.
I still have to work on the face. It didn't. It's just it was too small, and it wasn't in proportion or in the right position. So
yeah, you
I'll
can
work on this draft.
But it's fine. Just a little bit more in the chin, in the mouth, it will be fine. I think
Thank you.
Yeah, the proportion is right because we stylize it. We want to make it look like a cat, somehow cute. Yeah, it's a very cutie tiger.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, Trisha, is this same? Trisha, different?
Yeah, we did.
You already did, yeah.
Apologies. I'm trying to find people who did not raise their hand but hold up their
There's one people. Trisha, yeah, I think you can take that hand off, Trisha.
Take my hand down.
Yeah. Okay, Laura, I like the black, the white tiger. Are you going to color it later?
Yes.
Yeah, you can do that still. I think it's good. This is a wonderful tiger. It's very good. I like the facial expression. It's concentrated, looking at the front. Yeah, that's
This is
nice.
the one from your calendar.
Yeah, I see. My draft, my first color draft. Yeah, you got it. Yeah, that's very good. Very nice beginning. The tail part, the tail tip could be a little bit defined later, but it's not a problem. To make the tail tip a little pointing up a little bit. Right. Yeah.
Okay.
That's it. Okay, Megan. Well, you got the watercolor paper, I see.
Yes.
Yeah, but it's a little too small, so you can crop it. Crop further. Yeah. Right. But it's a little bit too small. The tiger could be a little bigger. I mean, yeah, you can crop the paper a little bit to make the bottom part is too large.
Magnificent lion. She looks like Bambi's mother.
Bambi's mother. I think the tail could be a little larger somehow. But maybe you can help with more grass or some hide it. If you develop more grass, it will be not so obvious.
Okay.
And I know it's correct. Foreshortened, view of like a camera view, but in painting we try to kind of correct that. The tail could be a little longer. Yeah. Other than that, it's good. I like the color in the painting. Very it's like you have one color for the background, but you can still vary a little bit. The gray could have a little bit brown, a little bit yellow, and plus the blue you already got. So every part should have all three tendencies, but one dominant. Yeah. Okay. Juan, yeah, Ping Juan's painting.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hi, Henry.
Hello. Oh, great.
No, this fun.
Yeah, I like it. I can recognize without looking at your name. Your painting has a character. Very nice. Are you zoom? You're changing the angle. Okay, that is good. Yeah, I think it's very good, authentic brush painting, Chinese brush painting. The grass under the tail could be a little bit developed to balance the composition. Okay. On the lower side of the slope could be a little bit extended.
And a little more, right?
Yeah, the longer under the tail, just to balance the composition. I think the next time if you do it again, it's the shoulder on the right, on your right or my left side. Yeah, this is a little too fat. The chest should be white. The front chest should be white. Yeah, more white. So because the two leg should be about the same, right? The two shoulders. This left side is too broad. Yeah. That's
okay. So this side is a little bit more, right?
Right. The
add a little bit here.
You can okay, the other side, near the left edge, the left side, left frame. Yeah, that side should be a little less, right? Yeah. Look at the sample again. You will see the front, the chest should be white, a big light yellow front chest, like that fuzzy, furry chest. So
okay.
Yeah. So this is like the loose part of the painting, the opening part. You don't want to have too much in there, in the front of so that give the dense part to the face. Otherwise, the face looks. Also, the face could be the head could be a little bigger. Yeah, could be a little bigger. The head, I think, I just realized from your practice, my problem maybe is the small head, and that's inherited from the from me. Sorry.
Thank you.
From my sample, it's a little bit off focus, but I like the kind of climbing posture instead of standing, looking back. If that you have to bend the front arm, so if it's standing, the leg should be longer. So the leg part needs to be longer, either standing or climbing or something. The face part is good. Face looks fine. It's side view though. Yeah. Okay. If you side view, the eye should look like a side. You only look like half of the eye. So the pupil is in the front of the eye, right? Not in the middle. So try to correct that. You can easily correct that. Just like you painting half of the eyeball. Yeah. Okay. But
okay. Thanks.
Yeah. Very good start. Good practice. You need to work on the composition before you do the ink and the color. Okay. Next time, if you want. Not this time. Next time, just start with better sketch or draft. So you would correct. You won't have the leg without space. Something like that. Okay, Jane, you hold it up a little, lift a little. Yeah, I can see. Go back. Yeah. Good. Okay, I can see it. Yeah, I like the ink work. Very nice. Very good. You have a nice pattern on the body. Try to round it up on the back. I know it's kind of hard. Try to indicate the roundness of the round shape. The bottom part is natural. The upper part, maybe the pointed starting somehow make it a little bit look off the shape. But the lower part of the pattern, excellent. Just the upper part, maybe just to make the starting on top a little bit thicker or somehow round it up to hide the points may help. It looks a little flat on the top somehow. The bottom is fine. I like that. So maybe just go around. Let me check later we can check the pattern with sample painting later. But I think other than that, it's perfect. I like the background, very wild look with a lot of dry grass kind of thing. The eye could be a little bit less green, or the pupil could be a little smaller. So it will look more like a tiger, not a figure, a human or cats. Yeah. So, other than that, it's very good. I think the nose could be a little bit colored, so you don't have a big white on the shady part. Just the color, fill in the color a little more. Just leave the eyebrow, the mouth white. The nose could be less. Oops, I think we got something into a different mode on some. Oh God. Okay. Next person, is there any hands up?
I think that's it.
Okay.
I believe that's it, Henry.
Thank you, and have a good New Year celebration. And if you are you going to advertise to the class also, Yongle? So they will get for the performance on 12th, right? That will be after our next class. So Don't worry.
Yes.
Yeah. So no class next week. No class.
发财。
恭喜发财。
恭喜发财。
恭喜发财 everybody.
Thank you.
I don't know if I said it right.
Happy New Year of the Tiger.
That's Cantonese.
Good fortune. Yeah. Happy.
Hi, Caroline. Caroline, you did it very. I understand.
Yeah. 恭喜发财 everybody.
Yes.
Thank you.
Mandarin.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, Henry.
Thank you.
Thank you, Henry.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Thank you. Bye.
Happy New Year.